Have you ever been in a meeting and you're searching for that big, impressive word? You know, the one you think will make you sound super professional, but then you just get blank stares back. Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're going to tear down that whole idea that you need advanced English to succeed at work. I'm going to show you a much simpler and honestly way more powerful approach.
So let's just put it right out there with a statement that might kind of go against everything you've ever thought about this. Here it is. You do not need advanced English at work. Now hold on, this isn't about dumbing things down at all. It's actually about smartening up our communication so we can be way more effective, get more respect, and, actually get ahead.
You know, for so long, there's been this myth, this kind of unspoken rule that having a huge vocabulary is a sign of intelligence and competence. So what do? We chase after these fancy-sounding words, thinking that the more complex we sound, the smarter people will think we are. But does it really work? Or does it just build a wall between you and your team, creating more confusion than connection?
Okay, so this right here is the big shift in thinking we need to make. The goal isn't to sound advanced or complex or to impress people. The real goal, the thing that actually gets results and earns you real respect, is to be clear, direct, and effective. That, right there, is where the true power in professional communication is.
So what exactly is clear English? Well, think of it this way. It's communication that's so straightforward and easy to understand that there's absolutely zero room for confusion. It's all about getting your point across correctly the first time. And let's be honest, in a busy workplace, that kind of efficiency isn't just a nice little skill to have, it's a total superpower.
So how do we actually start doing this? Enough with the theory, let's get practical. We're going to build what I like to call your professional toolkit. I'm going to give you a few simple but incredibly powerful phrases that you can literally start using today to sound clear, confident, and totally in control.
First up, an absolute classic. I am working on it. It's so direct, so clear. It immediately tells your boss or your colleague everything they need to know about the status of a task. There's no jargon, no wiggle room, just pure, effective communication that says, "Don't worry, I've got this." Now here's a slightly more formal version that does the exact same thing. This is in progress. See, it conveys the same message, that things are moving, that you're on top of it. It's just another great, concise way to give an update without any unnecessary fluff.
Now this phrase is a game changer for getting things unstuck. We need confirmation. It's polite, but it's also really firm. You're not pointing fingers or blaming anyone. You're just professionally and clearly stating what you need to move forward. It's brilliant. And here's one of my personal favorites, especially if you want to escape those endless, confusing email chains. Let's discuss this. Instead of going back and forth, you're inviting a real conversation. It's proactive, it's efficient, and it shows you're focused on finding a solution, not just talking about the problem.
Okay, so having these tools is one thing, but using them with confidence when the pressure's on, that's a whole other ballgame. And the only way to get there is through practice. So let's do a really quick exercise to build that muscle memory and make this whole clarity thing your new natural habit.
It's a super simple two-step process. First, I'm just going to say a phrase and I want you to listen. That's it. Then, I want you to repeat it out loud. I know it might feel a bit weird, but trust me, the physical act of saying the words makes a huge difference in building your confidence. You ready?
All right, here's the phrase. Just listen for a second. I will update you soon. Okay, now it's your turn. Come on, let's say it together. I will update you soon. How does that feel? It sounds clear, right? Confident. It's the perfect way to manage expectations like a pro.
Awesome. Now that you've got the tools and you've even had a little practice, let's talk about what really matters, putting this into action. Your very next conversation at work, your next email, that's your chance to really use the power of being clear.
So what's the big takeaway here? If you walk away with anything, I want it to be this. First, remember that true professionalism is all about clarity, not complexity. Second, the simplest sentences are often your most powerful tools. And third, once you start focusing on being clear, you will communicate with a whole new level of confidence. It's almost guaranteed. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. I want you to really consider your own job, your team, your day-to-day tasks. In your specific role, where's the first place you're going to use clear English? What's that first email or that first meeting where you choose to be direct instead of complex? Because that moment, right there, that's where the real change begins for you.